So, the day has finally come. The nerfs of everybody's beloved weapons, the Arcstorm and the Tempest. But first we have a balance adjustment with a message from the team. It says, hello Wayfinders, we know nerfs are never fun, but we see these as necessary steps to achieve our goal of healthy long-term gameplay. Today we're going to be adjusting some of the current extreme outliers along with a small improvement to Hellstorm's ability. In the near future, we'll be further developing the identity and feel of each rifle subtype, improving underperforming weapons, and improve the viability of choosing defensive stats and ability power in builds. So for our first weapon that's getting this Nerf hammer is the Arcstorm, where it reduces weapon ability scaling of Arc Beam by 17%. And Arc Beam is no longer affected by the bonus weapon power for active reload, but you will get the faster reload from using it because it takes a long time to reload the Arcstorm. For Tempest, however, they're going to reduce the weapon ability Bulletstorm damage by 25%, and Bulletstorm will no longer build Eagle Eye meters and cannot spawn an Eagle Eye target. You'll also not be able to fire while Bulletstorm is firing. So they're taking that supreme burst damage that it had and knocking it down a bit, making it a little less user-friendly. Now, you know, these two weapons were the ones that everybody was gravitating to level up their lower level characters through the higher level zones. And we do have some information about XP coming that I'm going to talk about a little bit later after we go through these quick patch notes, so stay tuned for that. Next we have the Hellstorm, which has increased the radius of the weapon ability Volcano by 37%. It was kind of small before, it was like you had to be right under it, and now it kind of widens out a little bit more. So that's pretty good. And they have some issues that they fixed, some bug issues, and there's some bug issues that they know about that they're working on. So they fixed an issue causing the Reaver King and Meryl to become invisible and invulnerable after reviving. They fixed the Equilibrium Echo buff being removed on death. They fixed players always returning to Deepwood Holt after activities. Note, you may have to travel a few times for this to kick in. They fixed the Reaver's King artifact overriding crit chance values instead of adding to it. They fixed the incorrect store icon for the legacy weapon. They fixed the Hollow 1 root not spawning for the Roots of Evil quest. And they fixed the Gourmet Slice trinket using the incorrect name and improved the visual cue hints for the Ring of Ashes side quest. Now, we do have some interesting news here from the dev tracker, the dev side of things, and how things are getting taken care of. And we're gonna go over that real quick. This is all starting from yesterday at 10:30 my time at night. Now this is something you might want to hit that like button for here. This is in regards to the Resonance Experience Scrolls. They say Solid Age, this little thing, it says no promises, but we're talking about possibly doing it beforehand, and that was the leak for the day. So there's a possibility that we might see Experience Scrolls hop into the game before Founder Season 2 hits, which is going to be good, especially with the nerfs coming in that we just got for these weapons that people were using to help them level up a bit faster. Now, we don't know how much of this experience we're going to get from Experience Scrolls, but I feel like I should be trying to really farm as many as you can right now in the early game while we have this ability to do so. There's no telling if they'll change the drop rate of them or if they'll not really be worth a lot. So you want to have as many of those as possible. That's what I feel, because right now we're in a position to where we get to experience a lot of these, you know, the glitches and hitches and bugs and stuff that kind of gives us a little bit of a head start, more so than we already have being in the founder season. So when it goes into the free-to-play season, those people won't be farming up this stuff as much because they'll have a lot more to do to get to the point that they're at now. So right now is the best time to really farm up as many materials as you can. I don't know how many times I can say this in other videos, but farm as much as you can. They have another quick update talking about the patch that we just talked about. Now this says in regards to ranged weapons being OP and long shot being in a rough spot, it's one of the first of few changes they're making. The team is looking at our actual melee buffs right now. As far as updates in general, they're going to try some new things going forward, getting fixes and maybe some experimental changes out faster. And when talking about Venomous being possibly overpowered, all of our data says that that is not correct. He's actually not even the most played Wayfinder. Which Venomous, if you build your stats right, she is actually really good, but a lot of people have been focused on weapon power, and Venomous doesn't really work that well with weapon power. Her stats and her abilities, just like Silos, should really scale strongly off of ability power. But the way these things work, even with magic magic damage or defense, you need to have a lot of points in there for you to actually really see those gains pop off. Venomous can like literally melt people in the right hands with the white weapons. So you just gotta check that out. Like those Venom daggers. Venom daggers, the ability power, even though the Venom daggers have a weapon stat, you just buff that category up for the weapon so you get that bonus percentage on there, and then just focus all the rest on that ability power when you use her attack, her ability, the weapon's ability, which does the poison damage. All that stuff is gonna pop off. All right, so in regards to Hellstorm, it says they've increased the radius of the weapon ability Volcano by 37%. So this is gonna be the radius of the meteor impacts, not the ability's targeting. So it's gonna hit a wider range when they explode. They did some changes to the Forgotten Rings quest. If you guys are having issues with that, where they've made the ring pulse 50% faster and changed from blue to white to orangey, which should now stand out in snowy backgrounds a little bit better. And the ring's visual is also chunkier. And then they tried to do the Abar ring on an elevated rock, but it didn't look that well. And then there's some more. If the conditions are met in the right location, it is likely to spawn, but it can't be guaranteed for the Abar and Superior rings for the Forgotten Rings quest. That's all the information we have right now going on with Wayfinder and the latest updates coming off of that latest patch. Let me know if you guys have enjoyed fighting the Reaver King. Hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.